Well, it's basketball season for us, so that's an exciting time. Game week is always really, this is when coaches get a little bit paranoid. So if things are a little wacky today, go ahead and ask your questions now.
You got the test in the close scrimmage against Iowa State, against an actual opponent. You got the first kind of quasi debut in front of a few thousand fans. What are you looking for most out of this exhibition?
Well, to play basketball really well, right? To move the ball, score, show that we know what's going on. I guess my most interesting thing is which of those young guys is going to step up. You know, Thomas Allen looks like right now he's going to be the fifth starter. You know, so where's Nana? Where's Amir Harris? Where's Brady Hyman? Tanner Borhart? Where do those guys all fit in?
Is Nana ready to take that next jump?
He's going to get his chance to. Yeah, I hope so.
What have you seen? I mean, where has he progressed the most as far as just what he struggled with last year to where he's going to be?
Well, last year we just had more depth, but he's taken a step forward just in knowing what's going on, defending better, rebounding better, you know, kind of recognizing what the team needs. And then helping us, trying to be a star in that role, you know. So if we know we need some rebounding, he's athletic enough to go rebound and go make plays on the glass. And he's shown some progress that way, some real progress.
What ways could James go to another level? Obviously, playing at a really high level, but you got to. I mean, how can he get even better?
You shoot it better. You know, he was only 31% from the three-point line last year. He's worked hard to shoot it better. I think he's identified why he misses shots, why he makes shots. You know, there's enough data, so to speak, that he sees himself out of balance or landing on one foot or whatever it might be and recognizes that's always a short miss. Well, yeah, you know, there's a reason for that. So I think just his understanding, too, of being applying what, you know, what happens in a game, right, to your practice and then being game ready. When you're only a part-time player, you don't really get those opportunities. So if you're playing 12 or 13 minutes a game, you're not going to have enough reps to really know, hey, you feel like you need to get better of everything. And so I think last year was a good year for him to really reflect back on his game and what he can do. He's also, I think, done a better job of being more vocal with the guys. You know, we all make a big deal of leadership, this, that, and the other. Well, you expect those older guys to take charge. And that's what I see James doing more often.
Well, how's he look shooting the ball?
His numbers are good, but he did not shoot it well in either scrimmage. So it looks like the jury's out, huh? Unfortunately. But he's worked at it, so I got to imagine that's going to pay off.
Yeah, what went into giving Thomas that starter position? And
yeah.
Have you seen him take it?
You know, it's funny. One, I think he's earned it. He's played it. He fits the bill. I've asked some of the older guys, hey, what do you think about that fifth spot? Who are you most comfortable with? Stuff like that. And not that they're not uncomfortable with anybody, but you still have a preference to start the game and start the season. But who you think you are in October is not always who you end up being in January or February. You've heard me say that about 7 years in a row, and that's true. And so Tom needs to keep stepping it up, and some of these other guys need to keep moving. We could even go big, put Roby at a wing, so to speak, or even Copeland at a wing and play Tanner at the center. So we have options.
Do you feel like Tanner's improved to the point if he could get some serious minutes?
Yeah, I do. He was very effective, I think, against he was very effective against Iowa State. And there's another guy, again, that knows how to be a star in his role. You hear that, you think, what's that mean? Well, I mean, you need to screen well, so hit that guy, right? Get us some separation, and then get your butt right to the front of the rim. If they throw it to you, catch it and put it in. It's not overly complicated. But not every, like Brady, for instance, right now, he'll see traffic and he'll slow up. So in that split second that Glenn's pass might be looking for that, Brady's not where he should be, but Tanner is. So it's just showing Brady those, you know, hey, it works for Tanner, it's going to work for you. Here's why it works for Tanner, here's why it doesn't work for you. So some of that's just teaching, and, you know, basketball, like anything, is a game of inches. You know, like if you're just not in your spot by a few inches, those details are what help you or hurt you.
How important is it to kind of, I guess, get things under control ways and just to give those young guys some opportunities?
You just never know. You know, I mean, I would love to do it. You know, I just saw a couple local guys do it. But South Carolina loses to Augusta State. You just don't know. Like, I mean, we'll get out there. A guy told me years ago, worked for Majerus, who worked for Rick Majerus, who said, I think it was Coach Majerus had it, that every night in college basketball is like you're a NASCAR mechanic. You're just trying to get that car that's supposed to be like every other car, just a little better than the rest of them. And you got to figure it out. And that always kind of stuck with me. And I know very little about mechanics. I know where the hood is. So that's about it. So I think that's an interesting one.
Isaiah's obviously been dealing with some injuries in the last month or so. Does he seem healthy enough to you to be full go? Or
Yep, he's full go. He's full go. He's not perfect, but he's full go. And, those I know there's nobody in this room that had that problem, but those really good athletes, they know their body better than anybody. I don't think I'm wrong here as I spy the room. Maybe the beard.
Tim Harmon said he kind of challenged Glenn in the offseason to be more aggressive offensively. Have you seen Glenn respond to that? How is he kind of benefited from the forces?
I'll be very surprised if we don't see Glenn have a very good year. Even when his shot struggled a little bit against Iowa State, he had 8 or 9 assists and 4 steals or 5 steals. I really think Glenn is completely cool with who he is and what he brings to the table, and he's about us. So that's been well documented, and it's just the proof's in the pudding. I mean, he's the one dude that's been through the EKG with me, and so I really look for a big year out of Glenn Watson.
Was that, as a coaching staff, was that kind of a goal to try to get those two linked up, or I mean,
No, that was more organic. I mean, I thought Gates was the best available guy in college basketball. We were able to hire him. There happened to be 2 guys from Chicago that are point guards, and his high energy and is great for Glenn. And it's been a good change. If there had to be a change in staff, it's probably the best one that I've seen happen so far. Is that I think Glenn's really responded well to Armand.
How interested are you in how your team will respond just to a game on Thursday with fans?
Yeah, they were a little hopped up the other night. I thought we practiced well, and then when we took them back down and came back out, the way they were playing right away, I was just happy we made 3 shots and only missed 19 or whatever it was. So I think we need that, definitely need that. Last year, if you think of it, we had that charity game. Then we had a scrimmage, and then we had another exhibition game. I don't even know who Northwoods out of Michigan. And so, this time of year, you kind of felt like, let's just get going, let's just play. And now I'm like, well, let's get through this exhibition.
Last year, Isaac seemed like he kind of just took what was given to him, and he didn't force it. But with his efficiency, you maybe want him to kind of look to be more.
Yeah. I think Isaac Copeland is playing better than I've ever seen him play. He's a guy that really excites me. If there's a guy that, people may go, whoa, I think it's Cope. He looks more athletic, more confident. Again, there's a guy, I think you look at that here, he considered every option. I can graduate, I can go play pro, I can grad transfer and go anywhere. This is where I want to be, and so now he's perfectly comfortable where he's at, who he is, not worried about anything, and you see it in his play. And that's where those distractions, his parents were great, supported us, supported him, and he was in. He wanted to see what was going on. But at the same time, college basketball is really cool. And it's fun to be a part of it. I think he's going to have a big year, too. I'm excited about him. Remember, he was a 5-star kid. Like, I get these NBA guys to come in and watch him. And I'm like, they're like, I've been watching him so long. I say, you better watch him because he's better than he was. And I get it. He's 20, whatever, and so some guys don't like that. But at the same time, I think he's playing well. I'm excited about his season.
Anything else for Coach Mouse?
Coach, what's your take on what's happening in college basketball?
Thought I was going to get out of here without this one. I was ready to click the mic off and go. Honestly, it's very distressing. It's sad. It's upsetting to me to see the layers of things that have gone on illegally, so to speak. Obviously illegally. Now that the court has ruled, it's just disappointing. And I think that in the long run it will be good, but I think that the NCAA is going to have to come in and I think really set a standard. And this isn't about amateurism as much as it's about just Let's do the right thing, you know, I mean, and you look at the layers of all this, runners and agents and financial guys, and this isn't well beyond just a shoe company saying these 6 schools are going to be our schools, let's take care of them. It's everything, and so it's just sad, you know, I mean, that when you look at your industry, you know, why doesn't that team ever go away? Well, there's a reason, obviously, right? And so hopefully it gets cleared up, you know, and specifically about any of our schools right next to us, that's their business, not mine. I don't know. We don't operate that way. So it's just it's just sad. And but I think again, I look at like anything. It's a contraction, you know, to expand and flourish even better. I hope. Thanks.